All right, so we're going to test our 802.15.4 modules here. What we've got here is we've got the 1 milliwatt modules with the integrated antenna. These are basically the stock option with our wireless devices. They're rated for about a range of 300 feet based on a clear line of sight. So I've got one module in this sender unit here, and I've got one module in this receiver unit. Now whenever I hit the button here, it's going to wirelessly send a signal to my receiver, and that's tied to this buzzer. So whenever I hit the button, it's going to send a signal over here and beep every 2 seconds, letting me know that I have good communication. So I'll go ahead and hit the button here. And this thing's just going to keep beeping at us. And we're going to go for a walk and see how far we can get. So let's head to it. All right, so from where we're at right here, depending on where I hold this thing at, it may come back into range. And then if I were to bring it around here in front of me, it'll actually stop working. This kind of demonstrates how obstacles between the two units can cause interference and hinder the range quite a bit. Now in this location, if I were to mount this up a little bit higher, you'll see that I actually get pretty good range. We could probably go a little bit further. I believe that we are definitely at 300 feet. So from this distance right here, I feel pretty comfortable telling you guys that this is good for a 300-foot range, which is what we've got it marked at. Like I said, if you mount both devices up a little bit higher, you're going to improve your range a lot. So that's about what this can do. Now we're going to head off to another location now that's lightly wooded, and we're going to test the longer range modules there because we'll have a little bit more space to move around and see what they can really do. So let's head out there and see what they got. All right, now we're going to demonstrate the exact same thing using the 100 milliwatt modules with the external antenna. You'll see on my sender unit here, I've now attached the external antenna to the enclosure, so this will greatly increase our range. Not only do we have an antenna, the modules are 100 milliwatt, which is much more powerful than the 1 milliwatt modules. So I'm going to go ahead and sit this down here, start it up, and we'll go for a walk again. All right, so we just about ran out of property, and depending on where I stand right in this area, we're pretty much maxed out on how far we can go. Now if you look behind me, in the distance there's a rock garage. The transmitter's actually on the other side of that rock garage, so I would say we're getting probably somewhere around a solid 1/4 to 3/4 of a mile transmission here. And you can see if I hold it just right, I do get a good solid connection between the two, but it needs to be mounted up high in this location. If it's down low, it'll cut out, depending on where you're at. So this kind of demonstrates how obstacles are going to affect the 802.15.4 modules with 1 mile range. All right, we're going to perform the exact same test now using the 802.15.4 100 milliwatt modules with external antenna. As you can see here, we have our sender unit, and we just replaced the module with an 802.15.4 unit. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here. And now you can hear on our module over here, we've got the exact same thing. It's just going to keep beeping at us until we get out of range. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this thing in the car and we'll go for a drive. All right. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to get turned around and we're going to reset our odometer right here next to the device. And we're going to go for a drive and just see how far we can get. Just rolled past 1/2 mile, still a clear line of sight. Looks like we may have a little interference here. Yeah, we're at 0.7 miles, 0.8. We've got good communication here. May have just had a car pull in front of the device earlier there. 0.9 miles. We're at 1 mile. It sounds like it may have just cut out right there at 1 mile. Well, could have been interference too. It did come back into range there for just a second. But it looks like right around 1 mile is about where we lose good, reliable communication. So I would say that's what we've been rating these modules for, is about 1 mile. And I would say that based on the manufacturer specs, that's pretty accurate as to what you're going to get out of these devices, about 1 mile exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and head on down here and turn around, and I think that's about it. I think that the specs were very close on that device. The XSC really surprised me. So, but the 802.15.4 1 mile was right at 1 mile. So that's about it for this video, and I hope you guys will join us in the next upcoming videos. We'll be having a lot more come out real soon, so be sure and stay tuned.